Well, hello, you wonderful humans, and welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. In today's video, we're going to be going over some secrets and some tips and tricks for the Animal Crossing 2.0 update, as well as the Happy Home Paradise DLC. Now, all the information covered in this video are things that every player should know about the game, and the first thing that we got to cover is you got to make sure to praise the volcano gods so you get some good luck. No, that's not really a tip, but there is going to be a bunch of useful information in here, and the first thing we're going to be covering is Captain. Now, I know there's a lot of people that don't like time traveling, and if you don't time travel, then you really only get to do a Captain tour once a day, and it costs 1,000 Nook Miles, which is getting kind of expensive because I am running out of Nook Miles. But there is a way to be able to go to more islands in a day if you want, and we're going to go over that right now. Now, each account that you create is going to be able to go to the Captain Island once a day. So if you go on your main account, all the other accounts that you might have added to your island will also be able to spend 1,000 Nook Miles and be able to go on the trip. Yes, this does mean that you need to farm up Nook Miles to be able to do it, but if you're really looking for some of those rare Captain Islands, then this is going to be the best way to do it without time traveling. So you could add a bunch of accounts to your island and farm up, up to like 8 times a day if you so desire. There'll be a lot of work to it, but at the same time, those buildings can come in really handy for making like different styled themes on your island, like restaurants, cafes, and stuff like that, and it ends up working out really nicely. And there's a little trick to get a lot of Nook Miles on an account really quickly. Now, one of the easiest and fastest ways to get Nook Miles when you're first starting off is to actually just have your new character pick up some of the golden tools. So if we pick up each of the new golden tools, well, not new golden tools, but new for this character, we're going to unlock a ton of Nook Miles. So we've got the 6 of them right here. And now if we go into our Nook Miles, we're going to be able to get quite a few right off the bat. We get 300. I believe it's like a total of 8,000. So that's another 800 right there. Then we get another 1,000. So that's 1,800. Then we get 2,000. I think this one is 3,000. So quite a bit. And then 5,000 for the end. So just get 12,000 Nook Miles right off the bat. That's enough to pay off your loan if you want, or just to be able to go to the island 12 times on your new character. Now for one of my favorite new secrets. There is this really cool pod that's available in the game. I first found this when we were decorating one of the cephalobots' house in the Happy Home Paradise. And we have the science pod. So if you place the science pod down, yeah, it's pretty cool. But it's just like this empty tube, right? But you can actually put things that are 1 square wide inside of this. So if we place an item just in front of it, it's actually going to put that item inside of the testing tube, which is really cool. So I just stuck a gnome in there. There's a couple different things that you can put in there. Basically, if it's 1 high and 1 wide, it should fit in there. So you have quite a bit of different options. This is a new rubber ducky, and if you just want to pull it out, all you gotta do is just walk up to it, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, you can swap out new items. Now, one thing that's pretty amazing about the Happy Home Paradise is if you have multiple family members playing on the same Switch, each family member that wants to start the Happy Home Paradise DLC will get their own Happy Home Paradise. So if you want to build up yours and invite your own villagers and stuff like that, when your family member logs onto the device and goes to the Happy Home Paradise, they get to start completely fresh. So they won't ruin your playthrough of it and you won't ruin theirs. It's just a really cool feature. Instead of having to share the same island or the same Happy Home Paradise, everybody gets their own. And I really wish that was the way it was with the islands as well. But regardless, it's a really cool feature. And I don't think a lot of people actually know that. Now, another really cool feature from the Happy Home Paradise is, at first we thought there was going to be able to be like 98 villagers potentially on the islands, but we've learned now that you can basically have an infinite number of villagers and builds, which is pretty amazing. And oh my god, we've got Aurora here. I wanted to make Aurora enrolled roommates on the island, so this is perfect. But I'll show that off here in a second, how you can actually build on top of areas that you've already built without replacing other villagers. But also, when you unlock the cafe, make sure to check out the cafe in addition to the beach, because there will be more villagers inside of the cafe that you can recruit. And it looks like we've got, yeah, there's a bunch of different villagers in here. None of them I want to recruit though, although this doggo right there is pretty cool. The school will be filled up with villagers that live on the island, but the cafe and restaurants and stuff like that will have additional villagers for you to try and bring to your happy home paradise. Ooh, Aurora wants a flower shop too. That's going to be really pretty. Now, once you initiate the process for making their happy home paradise, say you like a spot that you have already used and you think it would also be perfect for this new villager. Well, all you have to do is actually just reselect that area, and it won't replace the villager that's already there. It will just add it in addition, but on like a separate instance. So they'll both still live there, but in their own ways. They're not roommates or anything. It's actually a really interesting process, and you can go back to the individual villager's home by checking it on your phone. Now, if you want to go to a certain villager's house, you can actually check it out from your phone here. You'll unlock this app as you play through the Happy Home Paradise DLC. And you have a couple different options here. You can have a display list, which will just go through all of the homes that you have built. Or you can go into display map. And you'll see on the side here, we have two different options. And we have two different options for there. We have roommates up here. So there's a couple different ways you can go about selecting which villager you want to go check out and request remodels from. It's just really cool that we can essentially have every single villager on our island in the entire game, if we so desire. My next tip is for all of those would-be gyroid hunters out there. Oh, of course, the first one I dig up is a gyroid. Well, many of you that are hunting for gyroids probably know the experience of, that most likely not being a gyroid when you go to dig it up. But I do have a trick here to make your life a lot easier, and we're going to go over that right now. So you're going to have fossils and gyroids that are now spawning on your island, and gyroids will spawn after it rains. But there's a really simple way to be able to locate all the gyroids on your island extremely easy. Now, the first step to this is going to be gathering all of the fossils that are on your island. So you're going to go around on one single day and just get every single fossil that you can find on your island. Once you get all of the fossils, oh my god, it's another gyroid. Well, boy howdy, that's another boomoid. Interesting. Okay. But once you have gathered all of the fossils in your island, you're going to go ahead and find a spot that you like, and you're going to put all of the gyroids, or not all the gyroids, but all of the fossils into this one spot. I forgot how many fossils spawn in a single day, but as long as you pick up all the fossils that have spawned, basically just pick up every single thing on your island in one day and put them all into one spot. And as long as you have picked up all of the fossils and you put them all in one spot, no more will spawn on your island anywhere else. So if you find a hole to dig in anywhere else other than that spot, it's going to be a gyroid, which is really nice. So it's going to make your gyroid hunting substantially easier. This should be another fossil. And so really just the goal is group up all of the fossils into one spot, and that way anywhere else on the island will always be a gyroid. It's just going to make the hunting that much easier. But that is all I've got for my tips today. I got plenty more, but I figured these were some pretty good ones for all of you. I really do hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to slap that like button, and I'll see you all in the next one.